Hey everyone, it's Tyler Stroik from Universal Rackets, and in this video we're going to be going over the science of a perfect pickleball dink. What is a dink, how to hit it, how to improve it, and what type of things do I want to be thinking and doing to execute the proper dink? Well, the first thing that we have to understand is the significance and the essence of a pickleball dink. Now, why in the world would you want to dink? And that's what a lot of pickleball players say in these intro to pickleball clinics. Pros, they go out, make them dink, and they're like, well, why am I doing this forever? I want you to think from now on, dinking neutralizes your opponent. Once again, when you dink the ball and you dink properly at the right time, that's going to stop your opponent from killing the ball at you. Once again, the dink is going to be what stops your opponent from banging the ball at you. A lot of players, when they pick up pickleball, they're like, oh, I can't beat these bangers. Tyler, how am I supposed to play these bangers? Well, here, just dink to them. Keep the ball low. Think, when you dink the ball, that means that you go from your side to your opponent's kitchen. When you hit the ball into the kitchen, or if someone hits the ball into the kitchen for me right now, what can I do? I can't step in and smash the ball out of the air. If you don't dink the ball to me, I can hit the ball in the air. When I typically hit the ball in the air, what does that mean? That means I'm hitting the ball higher than the net height, which allows me to come down on the ball, and that's when you have a ton of power. If you dink the ball to me now, I have to hit from below the net, which what can I do? I have to hit up on the ball in order to get the ball above the net. And what does that mean? I'm either going to dink the ball back to the person, or maybe I'll accidentally pop the ball up and they can smash the ball down at me. Pickleball at a basic beginner or intermediate, beginner, advanced beginner level is you get up to the kitchen. If you make it, you dink, you dink, you dink. Someone pops it up, you smash it down, and you win the point. Now, the more advanced you get, you can add in speed ups, you can add in resets, the points are longer and everything like that. But if you struggle with bangers, or if you're playing with people, just keep the ball low and dink. There's basically three types of dinks that I want you to think about. Number one is the slice dink, number two is the topspin dink, and number three is the regular dink. If you ever see your opponent open up their paddle face like this, that means that they are going to hit a slice because they're coming under the ball. The slice dink kind of looks like this. Now you're going under the ball and it's going like that. Now, the topspin dink. Now for the topspin dink, if you ever see your opponent go like this, that means they're going to hit topspin on the ball. The difference between the slice and the topspin dink is the slice dink is going to come and it's going to have a backspin, so it's going to sit. The topspin dink, it's going to come to you and push you back. Now, if you're ever playing against someone with a topspin dink, that can really affect yourself and your contact point, which is going to pop the ball up in the air. So what do you have to do for the slice and the topspin? It's very easy. If you're ever playing with people that hit all these spins, all you're going to do is just stand here and keep your contact point out in front. Where players go wrong is they let the topspin eat them, and then they move back like this and they pop the ball up in the air. Or they're hesitant, they don't want to go for the slice, and then they wait and they can't hit a good ball. If you can think that you're up at the kitchen and you're just keeping your contact point out in front at all times, that's going to help you, because now, okay, if the topspin dink comes, look, right here we are, hopefully it goes over net. Or the slice dink, it comes, look, I'm here. A great rule of thumb is don't let the ball come to you, go to the ball. Now, you can't go to the ball with your feet, because what? You'll take the ball in the air and you'll be in the kitchen. But what you can do is let your paddle go to the ball at all times. Where players go wrong, and when they end up popping the ball up, is they let the ball come too close to them. When they let the ball come too close to them, that's when the ball is going to be popped up. If I can take the ball out in front, take it at an earlier position, rather than getting jammed, not only that'll maybe allow me to be aggressive, but that's going to allow me not to get into this position and pop the ball up in there. Because the moment that the ball gets close to me is the moment that what? That is going to be when I pop the ball up. So keep the paddle always here. Now, the big thing with the dink is to keep it short and keep it precise. I want you to think of the dink like a push, not like a swing. You want to push the ball, you don't want to swing the ball. And this was really difficult as a tennis player. You want to be efficient, you want to be compact, and you want to be controlled. You want your paddle to go from here to here. Notice, I want my paddle to go from here to here. I don't want a big swing. Even if you make your dinks with a big swing, it gives you more margin or more chances to break down. The more concise and compact that you can hit it, the better it's going to be. The best way to learn it is go out with a partner, get your friend, go on the other side and just dink back and forth and just try to hold the paddle loose and do as little as possible. By doing that, eventually you're going to go, hey, wow, I can do so little and get so much. Once again, when I dink, I can do so little with my paddle and I'm going to get so much from it. I can do way more than I thought by just going here, and I don't need to go here. Another thing with the dink that you always want to do is you always want to make sure your paddle face is open. Until you start getting into the spins, think that there's a laser shining from the center of your paddle. You always just want to keep the laser forward, because when your paddle face is open and the laser's pointing up, what's going to happen with the ball? It's automatically going to go up. Notice, I'm not trying to hit the ball up in the air with my swing. I'm pushing the paddle, keeping my paddle face up, and look, the ball's automatically going up. The next thing that you have to do is you have to make sure you have soft hands. A lot of players, maybe they'll hold the paddle loose, but then they don't want to pop it up and they stop, and now look how high that ball went. I kept the paddle short, but I squeezed my grip. You have to make sure you have soft hands throughout your shot. And that's why drilling with a person straight ahead from you and going over and over again is going to completely change your game, because it's going to teach you how to hold the paddle loose and how to do less and how less is more. So always hold the paddle super loose when you hit, and don't hold the paddle extremely tight. So you're going to hold the paddle super loose. You're not going to let the ball come to you. You're going to go to the ball. You're going to keep your paddle target facing upwards so you can open your paddle and just push the ball rather than a swing. And that's going to get that ball up over the net, and you're going to be able to win so many more points. So I want you to think the last thing is to make sure you always end up in the proper ready position. What's the one thing that someone can do if you dink the ball to them? They can speed the ball up. Now, the higher level you get, the more prone or the more able people are going to be able to speed the ball up at you. But you might want to make sure is after you dink, you want your paddle always up in front. Where players go wrong is that they dink and they stop and their paddle's down. I want to dink and keep my paddle up. I want to dink, keep my paddle up. I want to dink and make sure my paddle's up. So now I am able to get to the next shot if they hit it up higher, rather than just dinking, having my paddle down, ball come at me, and then I get hit. So make sure the big thing about the dink is to hit and get in the proper ready position. So we went over in this video the science of the pickleball dink, how it's going to come to you, how to keep your contact out of front, make sure less is more, not more is less. Keep it compact, keep it efficient, keep your hands soft, always be in the proper ready position, and you guys will win so many more points. If you guys like this video, make sure to share, subscribe, like, and I will see you guys next time on court.